Pree Dis is brought to you in partnership with Magnum Tonic Wine, Take Charge, Ray White Overproof Rum, Fui Culture, Campari, Respect the Bitter, JF Mills, the heart and soul of your kitchen, Swiss Mambo Sauce, the Everything Sauce, Swiss Barbecue Jerk Sauce, and the True Pet Food, Simply Better Pet Food.
YPree my side! Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pree Dis Show. You don't know I'm your host with the most, Naldo Addi, and this week we're in the streets of downtown Kingston. You don't know when it comes on to the latest and greatest in entertainment, Pree Dis is the spot. So without further ado, the show starts now. Mass Camp was the location for the latest edition of Footloose. Singer Wayne Wonder and dancehall artist Cham shelled down the place, and the DJs were also on point. Let's now take a look at the highlights.
Since 2006, the retro party series Footloose continues to pull out the massive crowds. Here tonight at the Mass Camp, Wayne Wonder is on stage. Tickets in hand, we head on inside.
Like birds with the birds, night. I'm gonna wind and set you free. Come the game, so by the way, your body's made, and yes, man. Go on me, go on and say, this is my profile.
The first staging of the North Coast Music, Comedy and Food Festival will take place on New Year's Day, January 1, at the Turtle River Park in Ocho Rios. Pablo YG and many others will be performing. The promoter, Lemon, who is also a comedian, is here to tell us about the event.
Lemon, you kick off the new year 2024 in a big way. Talk to us about that.
You know, so normally December you have whole heap of party and New Year's party and rain. It's after the, what they call it morning, before Christmas, Boxing Night. Picnic go out and after that then done with until summer again. So me I say, you know what? We want to keep a show for January for them. And that's why they can see we start the new year with the big North Coast Music and Comedy Food Fest in Ocho Rios, Turk River Park. You know, that's the place.
Wine down in a place by Jovial and you can't lapse now my place of Latin 7.6 to 5.5.
On the comedy side, who do you have performing?
We have Mr. Handsome, we have Pretty Boy Floyd, my MC, Master Ceremony, Mr. Floyd himself, Bossy Boy Floyd. We have me of course, Lemon. We have Grandpa Entertain. We have Hilarious Granny. We have Michael Jackson. You know, Professor Not Sting. I got a film thing, the DJ with comedy, you have to laugh, so yeah, that's so. You understand me? And from the DJ side, now we are talking about Steel Rapid Burst, Acid from Rising Star, One Company AI, yeah, that you there, bad DJ. We have Minister Kukudu, we can't left out that. The special guest for everybody are ball over, Pablo YG.
Feel cool iceberg nice see. Them people you know show love when me live. Swear it feel amazing.
What type of investment has gone into putting on this event?
You know, it's a whole heap of money. When I say whole heap of money and whole heap of time. January 1st, Ocho Rios, Turk River Park. Don't forget it, you know. Mad something, whole day, from 10 till 12. Whole day. Be a fun.
Tell poverty stay far from me. Tell feelings me apart with energy. My feel cool iceberg nice see.
After this break, we have a throwback up next interview with 450, so keep it locked.
Enter the Lifespan Dash and Win Metaverse competition and win weekly prizes and the grand prize of $1 million. Buy Lifespan Spring Water at your nearest retailer now for your chance to win big.
Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
He is currently riding high with the song Wild and Rich, but in 2021 we caught up with 450 just about before he started to make his mark in dancehall. But let's hear more in this throwback up next segment.
Up next is brought to you by Magnum Tonic Wine. Take charge.
Feel to go way up on a mountain, so I show my pain in a fountain. With all of my flaws, me still potent.
You know, say we try to find something creative. You see me as a name, and one thing that jumped to mind was numbers. You see me if you say, but I never really named themselves after numbers, so that itself would have been eye-catching. So naturally, I come up with the idea of, after thinking about it, that's my date of birth. You see me, so the 4 represent the 4th month of the year, which is April, 5th, the 5 or 5th of April, and the 0 represent the 2000. So yeah, I hate that.
Yo, Javi, me not perfect, my G. But you have a girl where would I do anything for me?
It began at age like 14, 15. I have a friend who actually do music. You see me, and being around him and seeing him do music, I actually just get up and say, I want to try this, you know. And trying it, my sister actually work on people in my circle. I tell me, say, you actually sound good and you have to continue, you know. So that's what I really do. My father live in Clarendon. My mother live in a Spanish town, so back and forth those two. But my base in Kingston, 11 now still.
Hey girl, you can't style me, my mama. While I reach, I get a brand new man and that's fine by me, more up you.
Professionally, my first producer I work with us a youth by the name of Young X-Ray, you see me? Big up Young X-Ray. Him give me my first song, and that song there actually opened a lot of doors to me. You see me? That was a song that True and Busted actually Javi. You see me? Which led me to doing work with also him, so big up for that.
Want move forward, but can't come stuck. Nah, lie me a nice same for your cut. Me
different flows, different melodies, difference in terms of lyrics, topics, because I realized that artists in this generation are kind of stay upon one lane. I'm gonna try to be diverse in that field, so yeah.
Hey girl, you can't style me, my mama. While I reach, I get a brand new man and that's fine by me, more up you. Fine up in his smoke.
DJ Delano has been at the helm of the Renaissance disco for decades. Let's now hear about his journey as well as his love for music in this week's Mixmasters segment, of course brought to you by Magnum.
Mixmasters is brought to you by Magnum Tonic Wine. Take charge of things anytime, anywhere. What was it about music that drew you to music?
Well, I was born into music. My father was an electronic engineer and he used to build a lot of sound system, and he used to have his own sound system. So basically, that's my passion. I just loved music. I loved electronics because I'm actually a self-taught, but my father taught me as well, electronic engineer. I always wanted to play a sound, so I used to do that in my era. Vineyardtown, I born and grew, so I used to play in the era, play at the school, my school, high school, Excelsior High School. And then I decided, hey, I want to take this a little bit more serious. So basically, I started playing a sound uptown called Leisure. Because Leisure was popular, we reach out to all the high school and say, hey, we're going to start a new sound. Anybody come up with the name Renaissance, come up with the name, we play for their Sweet 16, all of them Sweet 16 free. So Immaculate Girls came up with the name Renaissance. Well, when we start Renaissance, it was, with Ian, Mixmaster Marvin, Devon, there was so much, it was like a group of us, when we started, because we're doing it for fun. So we were just having fun. So it was just a bunch of guys that come together and say, hey, let's do this.
How have you managed to maintain the brand and its integrity more than 30 years later?
We made that big stamp coming up with Renaissance, just being, integral with remixes, because we made remixes popular back then. Nobody was really doing it how we were doing it. So remixes was what brand us, how we did business professionally, how we played music in terms of we could adjust ourselves to any environment, either dancehall, uptown, downtown, midtown, whatever it is, soca, whatever it is.
The first Jamaican sound system being on the international platform.
Right.
Talk to us about that.
Well, we were the first to be on BT, Soul Train. Soul Train, yeah. BT, Soul Train, MTV, just name it. The Apollo Showtime, the New Year's Eve Dick Clark show. I did that show with Cham, and I was touring with Beenie Man, so I can't remember some of these places, but I was touring with Beenie Man, and some of these events they would want me to play as well.
How has Renaissance evolved over the years?
Well, it's all about adapting to the music, the new music. Listening, picking out, seeing how I can mix it with our old school, because no matter what, I'm not leaving out my old school, right? But I do blend it, and I do find ways of mixing it together, and of course still doing business, still I mean, we're doing events again.
Him and the plug, we coulda never beat the switch. That they make me travel on the Brooklyn Bridge, make me take first class flight straight to Paris. Enough big house, enough bank account in a place in a...
What have been some of your most popular remixes?
Well, the Mega Nitro mix by Bounty Killer, that mix was done in my bedroom studio, and Bounty Killer and Bulby heard it and said, yo, we need this, till our Bounty start doing live on stage. And then that got me the remix the job to do for Dancehall Queen with Beenie Man and Chevelle Franklin for the movie Dancehall Queen. From I started doing remixes, I always wanted to go into production, but at that time it was a little bit difficult. It was, you had to book a studio, you had to wait on the artist to come voice, you have to buy a 2-inch 24-track tape, so you had to rent a studio. So we started, stop. So when the technology started changing now over to computers and software, then now we started out with the rebirth of them.
Isn't it ironic how them panic go right like go on the planet when me planet my flow them mechanic them can go beyond like my lyrics them sick too much like I vomit them.
It's now time for our second break this week, but don't go anywhere because we have more Pree Dis coming right up.
A Campari, what bitter means to me? It means respect. Yeah, Fran, you a top man. Respect the bitter with the real top brand. So when them say bitter, that just mean life I get better. Respect the bitter. 18 years old to drink responsibly. Ray and Never, feel we culture. Yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it.
I make we all a one bar, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rap, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with we.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture.
Rear rum.
Make we show ya Jamaica the culture.
Ray and Nephew overproof from we just a do it to the culture.
So I don't know, so the festive season is fastly approaching, and make sure so now incorporate the Swiss mambo sauce in all on the Christmas delights for that extra kick. Speaking of food, it's now time for our Pan the Fire segment. Clifton Samuel started his journey in food while still living in Jamaica. However, when he moved to the US, he opened Cliff's Restaurant in South Florida. Let's hear some more in this week's Pan the Fire segment.
Pan the Fire is brought to you by JF Mills, the heart and soul of your kitchen. Swiss mambo sauce, the everything sauce, and Swiss barbecue jerk sauce, better because it's Swiss. How long has Cliff's Catering and Restaurant been around?
I would say about 35 years.
35 years, going strong.
Going strong, 35 years.
How has business been over the period?
Well, I really can't complain. It's pretty good with me. I like to feed people. Cliff's coming from Jamaica, coming from Golden Dragon Restaurant and Oriental Restaurant before you was born. We talking about in the 70s.
How
how did your passion for food develop? How did you get in food?
Well, I started when I was like 17 years old. And got a good job, auto rental, and I like it. And there was some Chinese here cooking, and they said if I'm interested, they will teach me. And I learned from there. And I moved forward. And my dream was to own my own business.
And you're living your dream now?
And I'm living my dream.
So you moved to the US from Jamaica and started your restaurant.
Yeah.
You now have 2 different locations here in Florida.
Right.
Where are the locations? Where are they located?
The first one located in Miami, 107th Street and Northwest 7th Avenue. Right. The other one is 2901 Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood, which is Fort Lauderdale.
Who supports you? Who are your customers?
Well, to be honest with you, I have a lot of American support and different island people. We have Jamaican support me, but I got more American people support.
What is it about the food that keeps the customers coming back to you after all these years at your restaurant?
Well, I got a special touch, but the other guys them don't have. The other restaurant do not have that touch. Been in food business, but I'm 17 and I'm 70 years old now, so you know I gotta really like it to be still doing it.
The 2024 edition of the True Pet Food Calendar is here, and trust me, it's looking marvelous. You can grab your very own free copy, yes, I said free, online at truepetfood.com. Let's now check out some more highlights from the recent True Expo. It's now time for your True Tip of the Week, brought to you by True Pet Food.
We're here with Dr. Kevin Walker. So Doc, what are some common issues you see in dogs that come to you?
All right, a lot of times we see GI issues, which are gastrointestinal issues, because persons give dogs things that they should not be eating. So you get diarrhea, vomiting, loss of appetite, lethargic dogs because of that. That's one of the most common things, especially going into the holiday season. Christmas, people love to give pound cake, ham, which is a lot of fat, which is not good for them, things like that, and they react to it.
We all know never to give dogs chocolate, but what are some lesser known foods that may be harmful to dogs?
Right. No onions, no grapes, no avocado. Ideally, what I tell persons are, try to keep dogs on what they're supposed to be eating. Dog foods, recognize treats. If you're going to give people food as a treat, something that's bland that will not cause any reaction. Vaccinating your puppies, critical. Giving your adult dog a yearly booster, also very important, because the vaccines prevent them from getting especially parvovirus, which is rampant and causes not only mortality, but can severely affect the dog with diarrhea, bloody diarrhea, and vomiting. And usually it's probably the #1 killer for puppies that we see. So ensure that you vaccinate your dog, and once a year you give them the booster. The booster keeps their titer levels high, and especially if you're going to breed a bitch, it helps her to pass on the immunity to her pups.
So what are some early signs people can look for to identify that something is wrong with their pet?
All right, first thing you always look for, loss of appetite. If a dog is not eating, just like us, you know something is wrong. Any other clinical sign like vomiting, diarrhea, not acting their normal self. Your dog is really happy when you come home, runs to you. Any changes in behavior, their normal behavior, is an indicator that something is wrong. So those are the main things that we look for.
What are some other important ways owners can keep their dog healthy?
They need to be socialized and exercised and have interaction. A lot of times, because people don't interact with their dogs, they mix conditions that are going on with them. You can't just feed the dog and gone. You need to play with the dog, let the dog get exercise, interact with the dog, look at your dog. Sometimes you can catch fleas, you can catch ticks before it gets too bad. You know, the problems like that.
The True Tip of the Week was brought to you by True Pet Food. Phil Culture, YPree, and the Magnum Top 10 chart all coming up right after this break. We'll soon forward.
reasons to believe in a dog food brand. Great nutrition, great price, and your dogs love the taste. But what if it's also made for Caribbean dogs? No artificial colors or flavors, with an eye on the environment, so we only use paper bags. Then you will be just as happy as your dog, truly. It's true, we love dogs.
It's JF Mills Flour Mixes for your pastries, pancakes, festivals, Johnny cakes, and many cakes. Your wraps, pizzas, rotis, spinners, and dumpling and fritters. Using our wide variety of flour to include counter, cake and pastry, all-purpose, whole wheat, and baking. Pick them up today. All from JF Mills, the heart and soul of your kitchen. Distributed by Caramel.
Everybody get your taste buds ready.
Swiss ketchup pours better, tastes better, flavors better. Swiss ketchup makes your food and sauces yummy, yum, yum. Swiss ketchup, loved by kids and adults. Swiss ketchup, a delicious and favorite for all occasions. Ketchup is better because it's Swiss.
Better because it's Swiss.
People, make sure now spend some time with your friends and family in the Christmas season, you know. And don't forget to bring on a rare rum for extra special vibes. And speaking of rare rum, it's now time for our Feel Culture segment. Coming to My Room was a massive hit for Stacious and Mavado back in 2010. Fun fact, however, Coming to My Room is actually a sample from an American song. But don't take it from me, let's hear more from Stacious.
Feel Culture is powered by Ray White Overproof Rum. Feel Culture.
Baby, come into my room. Take me high.
Mavado and I have been friends for a couple of years, and at that time we were always, contemplating working together. So I was sleeping one morning at about 2 a.m. and I got the call. Yo, mama, where you there? Me asleep. Yo, come link me up with Steven. No. And I'm like, all right, me I come. Got there. Basically, the song was already laid out. He had everything, planned because he wrote it. So, I went in the studio, did what I was supposed to do, did the harmony and everything, and I'm listening back to the song and I'm saying, yo, this song is gonna hit, and that was it from there. I did feel it. I did feel that hit vibe because I went home and I kept hearing it, I kept replaying it, and I'm like, yo, that song yeah, shot. So I had really high hopes in that song.
Me have the key, for your padlock. Me love her run over, you say, baby, no stop.
I was in New York for Carnival, and I was walking down Utica Avenue, never forget it. And cars are passing me, going and coming, like the dollar van them, and my ear to playing at the dollar van them. And I say, yo, I eat this. Yeah, for real. So that was my wow moment. Not even the radio, actually hear the dollar van them, I drive past me, I play it. And at the time, I'm like, yo, this is really gonna happen. All of the major radio stations, started to put it in heavy rotation. And then I got the call. The call nobody wants to get. So I get a phone call saying the song has to be pulled. I'm like, what you mean the song has to be pulled? It belongs to Kylie Minogue. I'm like, what? Who named so? Really and truly, I didn't know who she was. Had to jump on Google, find it. So it belongs to Kylie Minogue. So yeah, I didn't make $1 for sales or anything for that song, just so you know.
Dying to get in between the sheets. Baby, them don't know the rest. Baby, come.
It definitely put me on an international platform because prior to coming to My Room, I was always, recording and working locally. Had a few shows overseas here and there, Caribbean as well. But that song really put me, in earshot of, a lot of people. So I did get more shows from that and a lot more exposure. So I was able to, be able to network with other people.
Baby, come into my room. Baby, me a come.
We were recently in South Florida at the Grace Jamaican Jerk Festival, where we asked patrons if they would like to see more Jamaican events being held in the diaspora. Listen up for their responses in this week's YPree Vox Pop segment.
YPree is brought to you in partnership with Campari.
Campari, respect the bitter.
Yes, we'd like to see that a little more, yes. Everybody can come together as a Jamaican and enjoy the culture, same way like back home. Everything, you know, same like how we have the festival of Jamaica and everything. You understand? So we'd like to see, yes, more of this.
Yes, oh yes. Yes, this is really, you know, uplifting. It's really good. You know, people come together, people see people that they have never seen for a long time. You know, I came here and I met a friend that I have not seen in years.
What was that like?
Oh, it was awesome. Awesome and good. It was good, very good.
I think as far as the Jamaican diaspora is concerned and the city of Miramar, we certainly have a lot of events that happens here. It is very important for us to have these types of events for the diaspora. I am of Jamaican descent. I was actually born in Panama, but I know Jamaica through the diaspora. So it's through these types of events, this culture that comes here, that we are able to share this to generations and generations and pass them on. So this is absolutely crucial when it comes to getting the message out and educating and teaching the history of our people to our kids.
That would be nice to maintain the culture and, you know, just strengthen the bonds and the link that Americans have with Jamaica. I think this kind of event helps to do that.
Absolutely. I am a proud Jamaican, and one of the things I know, we have a dynamic culture. They like to say the biggest export from America is its culture. The biggest export from Jamaica is our culture. And I think as you can look around, as you can see here, people gravitate toward our culture. They're fascinated by this island of only 3 million people. It's such a global force. I think living here all these years, having 2 for the year is very sparse. We can do a lot more than it. I personally look forward to it, look forward to getting involved in it, but I think it does something. I can tell you this, Kevin, our interaction with our fellow brothers and sisters from Jamaica when we meet, it's a different level. So yes, a lot more can happen.
Yes, definitely. You know, we should have more of this, and sometimes it's our fault because we do make it difficult for everybody want to come out. Some people in fear for different reasons, and some people just don't want to take the opportunity because they say, oh, me know Jamaica already, I'm a Jamaican, me know how to do it. But the more time we spend like this in camaraderie and getting to learn the culture, is the more our children is going to pick up that torch and carry that throughout their adult life. Because some of the people that we are right now are there. You know what I'm saying? Not all the children there right now because this is just a one-time thing. But we should do more of this, yes, honestly.
Yeah, man, regular call them time that we come together more, because that's what we need, you know. Come togetherness. We need more of that, to more come together, you know. Yeah.
Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at Pree Dis Show on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and of course YouTube. And tune in next week for more YPree.
YPree is brought to you in partnership with Campari. Campari, respect the bitter.
Limelight, limelight. Been there, done that. Is Massacre still #1? Let's find out on this week's Magnum Top 10 chart.
Me want you fi hunch it, hunch. Do your back like a camel, so.
Some brush it off. Stay far from beer and enough salt. It's gonna be alright. Stay to myself, when I do it like night.
We go. Come on, baby. Like it, alright. This is just the return. You live or you learn. When tables turn.
Hey girl, you can't style me, mama. When I check it, brand new man.
Limelight. Been there, done that. Pull up hands up.
Boy, the hustle and bustle in a downtown was quite hectic. But we have to understand, because you don't know, say, Christmas is around the corner. So everybody have to do them last minute shopping. Nonetheless, you don't know, so we'll be back next week with a brand new episode of Pree Dis Show. Until then, I'm your host, Naldo Addi. Peace out.
Pree Dis was brought to you in partnership with Magnum Tonic Wine, Take Charge, Ray White Overproof Rum, Fui Culture, Campari, Respect the Bitter, JF Mills, the heart and soul of your kitchen, Swiss Mambo Sauce, the everything sauce, Swiss Barbecue Jerk Sauce, and the True Pet Food, Simply Better Pet Food.